Hello guys. So I think we'll start. Then uh, the rest will join us as we go on. So yeah. So I'd like to first welcome you all. Okay. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please. You can type a yes, or you can unmute to say that you can hear me. Ah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah. So I'd like to first. Yeah, thank you for that. You have seen the yeses. I would like to first welcome you all to the meeting. Thank you for choosing to being part of it. I believe that by the end of the session, we'll all have learned a lot. So my name is Jacqueline Gena. I'm a student at JQuat. I take a well, okay. As I was saying, my name is Jacqueline Genya. I'm a student at JQuat. I take actual science. I'm waiting to join my 4th year soon, hopefully in May. And okay, at DSEA JQuat, that's Data Science East Africa JQuat, I'm currently serving as the organizing and planning coordinator. So, okay, I can see Mabel and Ibrahim. Maybe you guys can unmute and just say hi.
Hi everyone. I think Jacqueline has covered the basics. Sorry, I'm late. Yes, she said she's the organizing secretary. My name is Mabel Karani. I am the campus ambassador for DSEA JQuat, and I'm happy that you all joined. I'm happy that you're all here. So welcome, and I hope this will be a very nice and interactive session. Thank you, Jackie. You can take over.
Thank you, Mabel. Ibrahim?
Hi everyone. I hope you're good. Thanks for joining. I'm Ibrahim Abdi. I hope you guys get to learn a few things from Brian. Yeah, it's a pleasure being here with you all.
Yes, welcome,
Okay,
Brian,
thank you.
and Jackie will guide you.
Yeah, thank you, Mabel. So, and also Ibrahim, thank you. Without much further ado, I'll just go straight into introducing our guest. So, his name is Brian Chege. He's a data scientist who uses data to deliver strategic and intelligent insights. He earned his undergraduate from Murang'a University of Technology and is a certified data scientist from Moringa School. He's currently a business intelligence analyst at TechEdge He also believes in self-growth and he loves cars to the moon and back, his words. So, Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you so much, Mabel and Ibrahim as well. Um, yeah, that's me. My name is Brian Chege. Thank you all for coming. So as you've heard, I'm a data scientist. Uh, or else, I also love cars. I think that's what Jacqueline was giggling at the end. Yeah, I so much love cars. So yeah, and yeah, welcome all for the session today. So the session today covers all about what it's like as in the life of a data scientist, the day-to-day workflow. I've not really prepared anything much for in terms of probably what is it called, a Google Sheets or anything to present, because the day to day is so dynamic that I really have no much of a theme to put forth. But I'll just take you through what it's like for my stay in Tech Edge Africa, um, and also in Prospect 33. Yeah. So my main job, the what I do from 8 to 5, mostly is the Tech Edge Africa job. I'm a business intelligence analyst there. So majorly, we offer, it's a consultancy firm which offers uh, tech solutions for companies, reinsurance companies, insurance companies, and you also offer like sort of analysis for the data that they have. So most of these companies don't really have like I hope you guys can hear me, Miss Convenda. I hope I've not gone so fast that probably you may not hear me. If anyone can hear me, please type a +1.
Hello, Brian.
Hello.
We can hear you, but I think you're breaking a little.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let me try and fix that. So I can do. Okay, Ken says you can hear me. Oh, Christopher Young. What's your favorite model? I'm a fan of the Range Rover and the Mercedes as well, but mostly the Mercedes. Yeah. Uh, guys, can you hear me now? Jacqueline, has it improved?
I think we'll try as we go on, but as for now, yes.
Okay, okay. Please notify me as if it breaks. Um, hello. So as I was saying, Tech Edge Africa is a consultancy firm that offers tax solutions for insurance companies mostly. So what we have there is mostly document managing system and now the business intelligence bit. So what I mostly interact with daily is the SQL server. There's also like now the document managing system, which is now called the M files, where most of the data is stored, say like transactional data, premiums paid, yes, quite a number of maybe claims which have also been done, and uh, yeah, and now the other tool is the Power BI. So Power BI is a great visualization tool that is used to visualize even real-time data as it flows in through the client. Say it's an insurance company. So mostly what I do in the when we start our day, so when we handed over a new project, is that we first like import the data from whatever system they might have. Probably it's the M files or the SAPs or the ERP systems that they may have. So what we do there is migrate the data into our own SQL servers. Then now using Power BI, connect it and now start to figure out the objectives that we might want to mine from the data. Uh, in other instances, they might have preferences from the management of the insurance company of what probably they might want to see in terms of business intelligence. Probably if it's the claims, or who are the underwriters that do the most work. Yeah, but most of the time it's usually a very it's usually a learning process for most of these jobs, because before I even started the job itself, I was not well acquainted with with the Power BI and the SQL or the ERP systems. So most of the time the jobs require an open mind for you to learn new tools, what you might for what they use. Hello, Jacqueline, were you saying something?
Okay, I don't know, it's only on my end, but I think you're still breaking.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me try and fix that.
Okay, I think I can hear you well, Brian. So I think it's on Jackie's end.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me fix that.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Um, Yeah, so let me continue. So yeah, majorly what you do is now create objectives from the data that you have migrated, and now put up and create a dashboard, mostly an interactive dashboard, probably to also filter according to what that the clients might require. So most of the time is say you want to find out the number of claims that a certain company has, or the company that has the most claims. So you just kind of create a dashboard which you filter by which you can filter by either year or month, which is very dependent on the or yeah on the kind of dashboard that you're trying to create. So dashboard in this case is a group of visualizations that you want to see in your data, or what your data has. Yeah. So that's what mostly I do, which changes over time. There are sometimes you may spend the whole day creating objectives or trying to understand the data that they have. In other days that you might just sit and create visualizations. And the good thing with this techie job is that we do it from home, so you're totally remote, which requires a huge amount of control to um, what you might what you might be doing. Yeah, and yeah. So, but the key takeaways for any tech job that are mostly in the data science world is that you must be really ready to learn, because there is a lot that changes over time, which is totally customizable to the organization that you might want. Because I remember in the time that I was trying to get a job, most of the time I would go there with a very fixed mindset that I know Python, I know R, I know Tableau, and you find an organization that totally doesn't require all those. They only just want insights, so they just want somebody who can do this in Excel, So you there, and you're trying to explain how Seaborn can be a good library, but most of the time they just want something that I just want to see. Okay, the very basic bar charts that you were creating in high school, if I can't remember math high school. The bar charts, which one do we have? But now in this case, now because it's an upgraded version, there are SQL tables that were used to store the data that the company has, relational tables, so which might require the understanding, but the end goal, the management only wants to see the final product, the final visualization. Yeah. So the other thing I will give like a good takeaway is for you also have to be like a very good communicator, because most of the time whatever a data science job does is you have a lot of complex there's a lot of complex things that we do on the other end that may not be very familiar with a non-technical bench. So the good thing is that you can always the good thing is that it can always be broken down to something very simple. And we always told that you have to explain it the way a 5-year-old can understand. So whatever that you do that you're trying to create, be sure to explain in like how a 5-year-old will understand in what you're trying to do in say a data science job. So yeah, that's all for the Tech Edge Africa. Now I have any questions before I have a part-time job that I do. I believe that Jacqueline had communicated that earlier before about the Future Leaders Program at Prospect 33, which I take over from around 5 in the evening to around 11 p.m. So yeah, before I jump into that, what we do there, is there anybody who has any question? All right, go straight ahead. Hello, guys.
Brian, you can just continue, then the questions will come later on, if any.
Okay. Okay. So so what you do at Prospect 33. Prospect 33 is a financial it's a data science firm, mainly mainly prioritizing in the financial sector. So yeah, so it also offers, it's sort of a consultancy firm, but it's also a firm that also yeah, it's majorly a consultancy firm to say. So what we do there is right now there's a sort of program that I am in, which is called the Future Leaders Program, which most of the time we create like solutions for financial companies so that they may assimilate it in their program. It has been redundant for very long that financial sector has been quite slow, mostly in data science and in the machine learning world. So what Prospect 33 does is trying to bring this up to financial companies and doing it in a safer way. There are a lot of problems that the financial sector actually face, like say the money laundering, the risk of doing business with a bad client, or with a guy who's been attached to terrorist funding. So yeah, so what we're trying to do is create um a perfect or like a robust algorithm or a robust database that can actually filter all this, or filter this specific client and know what they might have in the back end, you know. So but they so what is there right now, quite bit, is that Prospect 33 is not actually located in Kenya. It's in New York, and that's why we kind of have this weird hours to work from 5 to 11. But it but actually it's like it creates a platform for learning all this, because um we have not been majorly doing like a job, but it's actually a project that will lead to one. So um so what we do on a normal day, or on a normal basis, like today we have been broken down. We have created like small subgroups of like 5 people, and come up with the tasks that we are supposed to do in creating on seeing the final product that we want to have, and break them up into sprints, or yeah, into sprints majorly, which is called the agile methodology, mostly used in tech. So we have these small sprints where we do jobs in groups of 5, then using like an agile tool like called Jira, we now create the tasks that we are supposed to do. Now in this group there's the person called the Scrum Master, there's the product owner, and now the other guys who are also working together to make sure the end goal is met. So what the Scrum Master does is basically trying to lead the group into solving any issues or blockers they might have in working in their working, the normal day-to-day working, and reach them up, connect them up to people who can actually unblock them. And what the product owner does is create is to have the end goal, reminding the group of the end goal that we are supposed to achieve. So in this case now, when creating now the product, that whatever that this small group that has created, now we make sure that we are getting to the point that we want to create. And this end goal right now in this kind of project, in this project that we're doing, is creating an autonomous database or fully automated database that can inform financial leaders or financial companies of who to do the business with, how to improve data quality, because most of the time um, companies have a lot of unstructured data, like 80%. And so what we do now is create a proper algorithm, to machine learning algorithm, to rectify this and improve the data quality of databases. The job there is requires a lot of machine learning, and that's why yeah, delved right into it. Yeah, so that's what we majorly do. Um, uh, there's no like the funny thing about about Western companies, they don't have like a structured kind of way to work. There's usually like you just spread over, and you're supposed to come up with what you're supposed to do. There's no like any kind of direction the company enforces you to do. It's mostly like you sit down with your group members and decide on what you want to do, but now with the end goal in mind of what we want to create. So there's no like so today this is what you're going to do. No, no, no. There's only an end goal that you're supposed to create. uh, and so depending on you and depending on the task that you want to do, if it will help in creating the end goal, then go for it. Yeah. So um, for that, in daily we have 15-minute daily scrum meetings on how to on the progress of every group member and where they've gotten to, um, and where each person states where they have gotten to, and now fill it up in a document. Then if there are any challenges that we might have faced, then now send resources and and help each other out to unblock the person who has been stuck. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we majorly do at Prospect 33. Yeah, so I'll be inviting questions for the next yeah, I'll be inviting questions. uh yeah, so the floor is all yours for anything that you might want clarity on, or any questions that you might have regarding data science workflow or job. I saw one question. So do you Power BI server for the connection of interest? Oh yes, you can connect. No, so majorly companies store their data in ERP systems or SAP systems. So what we do is migrate the data from that point of view and put it now in a local SQL system or a remote server in of the organization. Now from there, the Power BI is able to connect to an SQL server or a local database that you have on your computer. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question, Zablan. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Okay. Can you hear me?
Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yes, yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So my question,
Uh-huh.
it's more of a general question. It's based that enable data scientists to kind of stand out, be a
Mm-hmm.
good data scientist, both the soft and the hard skills. Now, okay, for the hard skills, maybe the tools,
Uh-huh.
or rather the computer languages that are common out there now in the work field, and also now the soft skills
Mm-hmm.
that enable one to yeah.
Oh, okay. On the hard skills, it's on the hard skills is mostly most companies want to know whether you know any programming languages. Even if you've seen, even in the JD, the job descriptions, they're mostly looking for a person who is well acquainted with Python, well acquainted with R, SQL, uh, yeah, and also Tableau, and also Excel. Excel is also a very powerful tool to have on your on your list. Um, yeah, and also prepare for the interview before, most of the time before you head over, because for the soft skills, that's where they assess you during the interview. So most of the time there are these kind of questions that companies have before you attend an interview. So they have this so what do you like doing? They have to hear that you're actually a data scientist, this is what you actually want to do. So that's the most of the time they kind of assess you, and to get to know, to understand who are you, and whether you understand what you're doing, and whether you understand any communication, you understand, you can actually innovate something, um, if you're honest. So yeah, that's when the most time they assess you. So I'll say that you actually prepare for the interview. There's this kind of redundant questions like, what are your greatest strengths, what are your greatest weaknesses, who are you, who is so they might ask, who is Jacqueline, who is so why do you want to be employed here? So those are the kind of questions that they mostly kind of repeating to assess whether they know your soft skills. But for the soft skills that I may say that you must you to be acquainted with, have like good communication skills, be very good be open-minded, and be ready to learn. Like, be ready to learn, because that's like almost assured in all companies. Just be ready to learn. And yeah, but mostly communication. Just know how to explain complex stuff into very simple things. Yeah, very simple. Yeah, very simple stuff. I hope I answered your question, Jacqueline. Hello.
Hello, thank you. And I think there's another question.
Mm-hmm.
Zablon, at the chat box.
Oh, okay. Uh, like in Tableau server where you publish your visualization dashboard, do you do the same for Power BI? Yeah, there's a way you can actually publish your visualization and dashboard, like Tableau does. Yeah, it's very possible. But now for Power BI, it doesn't have. Yeah, it's actually just Power BI website. Um, Unlike for Tableau server, it's called now the Tableau Public. So for Power BI, there's like this website that just log in for Power BI, and upload your document. You upload your visualization there. Yeah. Uh, Zablon, did I answer you?
Is there anyone else with a question?
Oh, I think I'll ask a question. Okay, given that there's no like specified course for data science right now, except for maybe programs like Moringa or Jenga School or such, and most people are self-taught. So people come from very different fields. Like you can be doing engineering, but you want to go to the data field. How do you set yourself aside for you to be picked for an interview? Do you advise them to do online courses, to get certifications, or what do you advise?
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's a good question. That's a really good one. So what I'll advise is do projects. Do projects. Just do any kind, engage yourself in any kind of projects, despite yourself being in engineering field. Just do a lot of projects, and also engage in community, engage in like-minded data science fellows, because that's the only way you can also get to know or get to be trusted in whatever that area that you want to do, because it's quite difficult, because most of the time it's competitive, because a lot of people want to um a lot of guys also want to be a very in an engaged area, because in the JDs most of the time they rate you have to have a BSc in computer science, mathematics, statistics. But most of the time, what I'll advise is just be acquainted with a lot of projects that you do, and get to connect yourself with community, with the communities around you. Yeah. And there's another point I wanted to add on into that, onto the engineering as well. Yeah, and don't be faltered by the course, for they say that you're engineering, you can't get a job. Just apply to them. Just apply. Send them to hata wakiitisha masters your statistics. Just apply. Don't fear. Just do even if some of them, I saw even IBM the other day writing they need PhD guys from machine learning data science job. uh don't actually falter by that. Apply to most of them, and have your projects at the start of it. Yeah, have your projects by the tip of your CV. Explain what you've been able to do, and get acquainted with them when explaining the kind of project that you have also done. So say you have done probably a project on the Titanic dataset, and yeah, so a project of the Titanic dataset, just be lively about it. Remember the number of rows, number of rows that you had in the data set. In that way, they actually know this. You are actually excited doing this, despite you not being in a related field. They know you actually want to do this. So they're actually looking for it, because most of the time, even when going for the interview of the job that I'm in, they really don't want to know whether you went to Moringa or any kind of school, because even right now the kind of tools that I'm using are not, I was not taught anywhere in any specific boot camp. They were all like taught during job. Like you had to I remember I was just given the first project and I was told, okay, now create a dashboard in Power BI. I'd never touched Power BI ever again. So I had to do self crash courses of Udemy and of Coursera, just to get acquainted with it. But mostly just do a number of projects and be lively about them when you're explaining to what you've done, and have it on the top of your CV. Yeah, just have it on your CV. Have it on your CVs, all the total number of projects that you've done, and explain them, so that in that way you'll stand out just by a person visualizing your CV. Wataona, alifanya hii project, and they'll always be there to test you. Okay, now concerning this project, how did you do it? What are the kind of challenges you faced? How many number of rows was it? Yeah, I hope I answered your question, Mabel.
Yeah, yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think there are a number of questions in the chat box. You can check them out.
Okay, let me just check them. Christopher Yongo, is there a data science community one can join in here in Kenya? Yeah, there's a data science community called there's the Zindi, there's AI Kenya. They're full of them on Twitter, and what else? There are quite a number of them. There are quite a number of them. I don't really remember all of them right now, but most of them are actually, I've actually connected them on LinkedIn and Twitter. But there's AI Kenya, there's Predictive Analytics Lab, um, what else? There's Indie Africa. Yeah, but unless I share them with you later after I've created a list of that and share it to Jacqueline or Mabel, then yeah, I can connect it to you because I really don't have them at the tips right now. Um, Still a beginner in the warming curve. I'm using Windows. I can't install these useful tools like pip for Python and for Anaconda Jupyter. What's like, oh, oh yeah. Eric, I get your feeling. I get your feeling of trying to do all this, to install them, and they're refusing to run. um, which? So you're using Windows. Okay, okay, okay. Are you trying to install Anaconda through pip, through the CMD, or through the Anaconda website? Because I tried it using the Anaconda website and it's just downloaded and opened up. Actually, for Windows, it's much easier compared to Linux, because Linux is so messy. Because
Well, I'm talking.
uh-huh.
Could I just speak up? Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you, Eric.
Well, I'm talking about. I have Anaconda installed in my computer.
Okay.
So I wanted to install the Python notebook and all these other machine learning tools.
Okay.
So when I run conda install those other useful commands that you need,
Okay.
I get errors and they turn up. For the Python, I've tried installing pip like 1,000 times. It is refused. Like
Using CMD.
Yeah.
Anaconda.
No, not Anaconda. Now I'm on the pip side now.
Okay.
So I was running like 3.92 version of Python.
Okay.
And I wanted to install pip and pygame and all that.
For pip is not like something. Pip is a command to install libraries on your environment. It's not like a tool. So for you don't really need that if you've already installed the Anaconda. If the Anaconda is on your laptop on your machine already, just open it up, just set it up. Then there's the Jupyter notebook that is usually attached to it. Then from there you can just open it up. It opens up in your browser. Then from there you can actually now write code from that. So for pip is a command to install libraries on your machine.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
from the Anaconda Jupyter notebook.
So when you open up Anaconda, then you go to Anaconda prompt. So you write the Python notebook hapo kwa terminal, right? It should be opening a browser, your favorite browser. Maybe you select Mozilla or anything there. But mine doesn't open up to that, so that you can access it at the browser side.
What does it open up to be?
It's any error. I don't know, something to do with memory location or something. CG. Anyway, I'll try it again.
Brian.
Hello. Yes.
I can answer Eric. Yeah. So like, you have said you're using version 3.9. Yeah.
Yeah. 3.92.
So when you're installing Python version 3.9, I've said that one.
Yeah, it should be having pre-installed.
Yeah. So it should come when you're installing the Python. You have to select pip to be installed. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So when you select pip to be installed, that will automatically install pip for you, and then from there you can be using, and you ensure that the Python is installed on your environment variables so that you can be able to use the pip command. Python has to be installed on has to be on your variable. Yeah, environment variable. Yeah, environment variable. Yeah.
Yeah, I've added it to
So
the environment variable part.
yeah. So from
Everything
there,
you saying, everything unasema I've done.
uh, so from there, it's just a matter if you have internet connection, you can just try. Can you try to check your pip version? Yeah, to ensure that pip does exist with your Python.
Okay, the return statement I usually get is that people need
Yeah.
recognized as an internal or an external kit failure.
So meaning either you have, and what about when you type Python on your CMD? Does it return the version
Python,
of Python you have?
it returns the version of Python I have. Yeah, Python works.
So it means you have not installed pip on Python. Yeah. So you have to, when you can just reinstall your Python and again and then select pip to install on Python. It's just a matter of a checkbox.
I did that.
Then you can check on your setup tools. You can maybe install something called setup tools. Yeah.
Tools.
Yeah.
What should I do there?
For the setup wheel tools, it is called wheel tools. Yeah. For Python, you can set it up on your machine. It's just a matter of downloading it from the internet and installing it on Python in your library. Yeah.
Okay.
You can try that and see if it works.
Okay, thanks, Zabdon. I'll try it maybe later.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Zablon.
Oh, Brian, I had a question.
Okay.
What have you ever encountered where there is a lot of vital missing data, and what do you do about it? Let's say an entire row is it doesn't have, it's null, it doesn't exist, and you are maybe the contracts you have, they demand that you do visualization on that particular row, and maybe the data entry from their side they didn't input that data. What do you do in such a situation?
Yeah, I encounter that a lot of times when actually they have a lot of missing data on a very crucial column. So most of the time, because it's very hard to go missing on a whole entire column, but they usually like a number of columns that had been filled by specific people. So what we do is just visualize it with that, and when delivering it to the client, you actually note it that you have to put it you have to fill this specific column or this specific entry, because it's very crucial in our data analysis, and you can actually see that in the visualization here. So what they do when you're presenting it to management, they now enforce it in their own organization that this has to be filled. Or the other means is actually to in the system, in where they fill it, you put it like a crucial what, I've forgotten its name. The way like you fill up and you find a specific entry, you have like an asterisk. What? Okay, yeah, that's asterisk, where you have to actually fill in that specific entity. Now from that, there's no way that the form can go missing, or the specific entry can go without being filled. Yeah, you can also, there are two ways to solve it, through now the management bit, or now from the tech bit. There's no way they can actually submit without filling up the specific entry. But if it has already arrived without any entries, or it's blank, then yeah, you just have to submit it that way. Because there are some which you can't actually impute. It's gonna be so messy. You just send it the way it is. It's gonna convey the wrong information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I see Derek is asking, what are the pros and cons of learning both R and Python? So R has Python has the best the upper hand of having a larger community, a lot of libraries, a lot of connectivity to all types of all manner of websites or platforms. Yeah, but R is good for statistical use compared to Python. Python, I believe, is more of an automation tool where you just it's mostly used for machine learning and stuff like that. But R is mostly for statistical analysis. Now for the tests and hypothesis testing, A/B testing, yeah. I hope I answered your question, Derek, and all this guys explaining. Thank you, everyone. Uh-huh. Oh, hey Harun, I see you around. I see. Is no any other question?
Hello, Brian.
Yes, Frederick.
So I wanted to ask my question.
Okay.
Like when you are focusing on projects,
Okay.
which particular projects can you like suggest maybe a certain domain or anything?
Particular kind of project I'm supposed to engage in.
Yeah.
Just there are some platforms which offer projects which you can, or competitions that you can engage in, such as Kaggle or the Zindi, where you engage to kind of learn, and also there are other notebooks,
Yeah.
people actually working on the same kind of project. But it's usually good to choose the one that is challenging you, the one that is pushing you beyond your limits. So if you're already used to, like, I'm using basic Python for data analysis, you can actually now choose now a project maybe to do image analysis or sentiment analysis. Just choose the one that is pushing you to go the extra mile.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So thanks.
Thank you. Derek Kazungu is asking, what does it mean to be a full stack data scientist? I really not encourage this, but full stack data scientist, I think it's someone who is well acquainted with the data extraction, data engineering, creating pipelines, all the way to the data cleaning, all the way to the data exploration, data modeling, and finally the deployment. Yeah, I think that's it. Data extraction, data. Yeah, I think that's it. But it's really hard to find someone. But it's good to be a full stack data scientist because it makes you competitive over everyone else. Okay. Guys, if there's no any other question.
Is there any other question?
Yeah, just a bonus one.
Mm-hmm.
So what advantages do like someone who ranks higher on competition platforms like Zindi and Kaggle get over people who like don't compete or compete but rank low?
Oh, definitely. If you rank higher, then most organizations will be after you. They want the person who is, and you can also. It's a good feature to also put up in your CV to put it to show that you're actually committed to this venture. So I think having it just by ranking high, it means a lot because you definitely have an edge over the others. If there are 1,000 people competing and you rank the first or the second or the third, you most likely have a competitive edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question?
There's one question in the chat box from Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph is asking, is Data Glacier's virtual training internship worth going for? Anybody who has been there, share experience. I've seen this on LinkedIn, but I've not really engaged on it. I've not gone for it, but yeah. Anybody who has been here, kindly share to Joseph.
Okay, maybe anyone who can answer Joseph's question, he or she can just reach out to Joseph. Apart from that, is there any other question? Okay, if there's none, Brian?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyone can reach me through LinkedIn or Twitter, Brian Chega. Yeah, I'll be ready to answer any questions that you might have. Yeah. But have a good evening, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian, for first of all accepting the invite and also availing yourself for the meeting. Personally, I've learned a lot, and I hope everyone has learned as well. Yeah. So, Mabel, maybe you can take over.
Okay. Thank you again. Like Jacqueline has said, thank you so much, Brian, for accepting to come and talk to us. You've taught us very important things that we'll use in the industry and also in our growth in this journey. You've told us to be open-minded, which is a very important skill. To be always ready to learn, also very important because things keep changing. Yeah, and you're supposed to like be on your feet in terms of wanting to learn. Also be a very good, another important thing in this job is to become a good communicator. You're supposed to explain things easily, like you're explaining to a 5-year-old, like you said. Important tools to learn: SQL, Python, Excel, WR. Thank you for sharing your insights, your journey, what you do as a data scientist, and what you expect to learn when you get there. So thank you for accepting to join, to talk to us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. Yes, you can join. I think Harun has posted the Data Science East Africa LinkedIn. Anyone can join and follow and like and be up to date with what is happening in the main community. Harun there is the founder of Data Science East Africa. So thank you, Harun. Yes, and yeah, what else did Ben say? Join communities, do projects, which will make you have a higher advantage over everyone else. So I think that's just a summary of what you've said. And thank you once more.
Thank you, Mabel. Thank you.
Okay, if no one else has something to say, I think we're free to leave unless Jacqueline wants to say something. But I guess that's it for now. Maybe we can invite Brian some other day to talk to us. But thank you so much for the insights and help.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You are free to leave at your pleasure.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.